Taehyung shocked to say Jimin. Taehyung, Jimin, what happened? Jimin, he is come. Said and look at Taehyung. Taehyung shocked. Taehyung, who? Jimin-yoongi. Said and about to run, but Taehyung stopped him. Yoongi, at least tell me. Taehyung, at least tell me who is he? Said and look at him. Jimin again sit down. Taehyung also sit down. Yoongi hug Jungkook. Jungkook, welcome. Yoongi, thank you so much. Both back to hug now. They entered the room. Yoongi, look at Jimin, who's looking down. He about to enter the house. Jimin hurriedly stand up and say hello. Yoongi, Yoongi just nodded and left from there. Behind, he again sit down. Taehyung, please tell me what happened. I'm feeling tense. Jimin look at him. He is my cousin. Taehyung nodded. Jimin, he very cold. In 20 years, I didn't saw him where he's smiling. Taehyung also shocked. Jimin, yes, Taehyung, but why you scared to him? Jimin, Taehyung, in childhood, I scared to him. He is very, very horror. Taehyung, now you make me scared. Jimin, I am also very scared. Taehyung, sorry for asking, but he is staying with you. I mean to say here. Jimin, he is staying in London, but every 3 months he coming back for 1 month. He don't have parents. He loves mom very much. That's why he come here. Taehyung nodded. Taehyung, it's okay. No need to scare him. Jimin look at him and smile. Jimin, yeah, you are right. Because now I have one very good friend. Taehyung chuckled. Taehyung, yes. Said and look at him. Jimin, Taehyung, did I ask you something? Taehyung, why are you asking? Tell me please. Jimin, you are very beautiful. In university, did you love someone? Taehyung smiled and nodded as no Taehyung, I didn't think about love because I want this type partner who loves me. Jimin, yeah, that's why I am asking you. Taehyung, mostly on see you fight. But Jimin, Jimin smiled. Jimin, that's why you want Granny find someone for you. Smirk and asked to him. Taehyung, yes, said and chuckled. Jimin, Taehyung, if I told you marry with my Hyung, so what you did? Taehyung, so I. Jimin shocked. Jimin, why? Taehyung, because I don't want think these type things, so keep quiet. Jimin, you are bad, said and make pouting, and you are very cute. Jimin face sparkle. Suddenly their maid come. Maid, sir, Mr. Min Yoongi said make coffee for him. Jimin hurriedly nodded. He about to go, but Taehyung stopped him. Taehyung, if you want, so I can make it. Jimin nodded as no Jimin, he called me, said and looking down. Taehyung, why? Jimin, when he come, drink coffee which I make. Taehyung smiled. Taehyung, really? Smirk. Jimin, shut up and come with me. Hold his hand and both went to inside the house. They inside the house. Jimin gave coffee to Yoongi. Yoongi hold the mug and start to drink the coffee. Jimin hold Taehyung hand and about to go, but Granny stopped both. Granny, where are you both going? Jungkook or Yoongi? Look at both. Jimin, Granny, I think everyone is busy to talking, so we can go our room. Mrs. No need, come sit, see Yoongi, come and Taehyung son, come I introduce you. Taehyung nodded and sit down. Jimin also sit down. Yoongi see Jimin was looking down. Yoongi gaze make Jimin scared. Mrs. Jen, Yoongi, he is my friend's son, Kim Taehyung. Yoongi nodded. Taehyung, hello, hello, Hyung. Yoongi nodded. Granny, Taehyung, son, where is my medicine? Taehyung, oh, I forget. Give me a minute. Such and left from there behind Jimin. Just say, Taehyung, Jimin in mind. Idiot, I also want to go with you. Think, Mrs. Jen. Yoongi-san, did you need anything? Yoongi nodded as no Yoongi. Auntie, tomorrow I open. You can read it. So I didn't read. Mrs. Jen nodded and she opened the envelope. She started to reading. Small smile appeared on Mrs. Jen's face. Jimin, mom, I also want to read. Mrs. Jen looked at him and nodded as no. Now there Taehyung come with medicines or glass of water. He gave her Granny smile. Mrs. Yoongi's son, you must be feeling tired, so go and take some rest. Yoongi nodded. Jungkook also go somewhere. Jimin stand up. He about to somewhere, but Yoongi, where are you going? Jimin stopped his place. He looked at Yoongi and awkwardly smiled. Jimin in room. Jimin in room. Yoongi, first come with me. Sternly said. He started walking behind. Jimin started to follow him because he knew Yoongi must be give him his shirts or many more things. Mrs. Jen, Granny, Min want I fix Yoongi marriage with my Jimin. Taehyung shocked, but he is looking at Granny smile. Granny, really? Mrs. Jen, yeah, right there. It's last letter she wants. She also mentioned there. It's her last wish. Granny smiled. Granny, did you have any problem? Mrs. Chen, why would I have? I know Young is good boy and he is good for Jimin. Mrs. Chen smiled. Young, Granny or Auntie, please, you both talk. I am going. Jimin is calling me. Jimin holds 10 Yoongi shirts. They smile. So Taehyung left from there. Granny, Jen, please find someone for Taehyung. I want he also marry someone. Mrs. Jen smiled. Mrs. Jen, if you think right, so I want Taehyung for my Jungkook. Granny face sparkle. Mrs. Jen, if you don't want, it's okay. I find someone for Taehyung. Granny smile. Granny, it's very good news for me. Mrs. Jen smile. Mrs. Jen, really? Yoongi is busy in his laptop. Suddenly door was knocked. Yoongi, yes, door open or Mrs. Jen entered the room. Yoongi stand up. Yoongi, auntie, you don't have need to knock the door. She smiled. Mrs. Jen, okay, son, now sit down. Yoongi nodded and sit down. Mrs. Jen, I come here because I want to talk with you. Yoongi, yes, please tell me what happened. Asked to her. Mrs. Jen smiled and said, Mrs. Jen, I read letter your mom want. I fixed your marriage with Jimin. So did you have any problem? Yoongi, don't say anything, Mrs. Jen. If you have any problem, so tell me. Yoongi looked at her and nodded as no, Yoongi. No, auntie, it's my mom wish and I don't want to disappoint her. Said and looked other side. Mrs. Jen smiled. Mrs. Jen, okay, son, thank you so much. Now please do your work. Yoongi nodded and left from there behind. Yoongi in mind, did mom know what I want? Think and close his eyes. Jimin door was knocked. Suddenly door was knocked. Yoongi, yes. Door opened and Jimin entered the room. He see Yoongi still close his eyes. Jimin, Yoongi's shirt is ready. Yoongi placed in wardrobe. Jimin nodded and went to dressing room. Some time later he come back. Yoongi looked at him. Jimin see Yoongi look at him. He awkwardly smiled. Yoongi, Why are you smiling? Asked to him. Jimin smiled. Fair Jimin, I am sorry. Yoongi internally smiled. Yoongi, okay, now you can go. Big smile appeared on his face. Jimin, thank you so much. Such an happily run from there. Yoongi in mind. This idiot, how stray with me. Think and again doing his work. Oh, I'm feeling tired. Mrs. Chen entered the Jimin room. Taehyung or Jimin is busy with talking each other. Taehyung didn't tell him anything because he think Auntie Chen talk him. So now he come. Mrs. Chen sit down. Taehyung stand up and about to go, but she stopped him. Mrs. Chen, son, where are you going? Taehyung, I think you both have to talk about something personal. Sit and looking down, Mrs. Chen, you are my son, okay? Sit down. I also have to talk with you. Taehyung sit beside Jimin. Jimin angrily looked at him. Jimin mad. Said make Taehyung chuckled. Mrs. Chen, Taehyung son, your granny want if I find someone for you. So I tell her if Taehyung want. So marry with my Taekook. Jimin face sparkle. Jimin, really mom? Mrs. Chen, yeah, I'm serious. Taehyung heart start to beating faster. Auntie, if you or granny think something for me, so I'm sure it's good for me. Mr. Chen smile. Mr. Chen always keeps smiling and stay with my Jungkook. Taehyung looking down. Mrs. Chen, Jimin. Jimin, yes. Mrs. Chen, I fixed your marriage with Yoongi. Jimin looked at her and chuckled. Jimin, mom, this time I'm not in mood. Please, this is not good time for joking. Said and again happily look at Taehyung. Taehyung, Taehyung, Jim, listen, auntie is serious. Jimin shocked and looked at Mrs. Jimin, mom, you think I marry this cold man? Mrs. Of Jimin, are you mad, huh? And don't you dare say something wrong about him. Jimin, mom, I'm your son, Mrs. Jin. Yes, and Yoongi also my son. Jimin shocked. He stand up. Jimin, how you think I marry him? Mrs. Jan look at her and smile. Mrs. Jan, it's your auntie Min last wish, Jimin. But mom, this time auntie Min didn't know her son is that much for Mrs. Jan. Eyes wide and idiot, slow down. If someone listen. Yoongi, what you said coldly. Jimin looked at him and awkwardly smiled. Jimin, nothing. I am just asking. Mom, when we both going to marry with each other? I am very excited. Mrs. Chen smiled, Taehyung looking down, tried to control his laugh. Yoongi, Taehyung, Jungkook is calling you. Taehyung hurriedly nodded or Yoongi closed the door and left from there. Behind, Mrs. Chen started laughing. Yoongi angrily looked at his mom. Mrs. Chen, really, you are very excited, Jimin. Mom, don't you dare. She stand up, Mrs. Chen. Okay, now remember your happiness. Jimin angrily looked at his mom. She happily left from there. Behind Cheng also go because Jungkook is calling him. Jungkook lay on the bed because today he feeling very tired. Suddenly door was knocked. Jungkook come in. Door opened or Taehyung entered the room. He is looking down. Taehyung, Yoongi Hyung, tell me you're calling me. Jungkook sat up in the bed. Jungkook, yes, show me your hands. Taehyung nodded and come close to him. Taehyung sit down. Jungkook sit down. Taehyung nodded and sit in front of him. Jungkook wear his glasses and start to check his hands. Jungkook, this medicine will be work. Taehyung nodded. Jungkook opened medicine box. He gives some tablets to Taehyung. Jungkook, when you're feeling pain, eat this. You must be feeling good. Taehyung held it and hurriedly nodded. Taehyung, now you can go. Taehyung stand up and about to go, but Jungkook stopped him. Jungkook, Jungkook, you're going. Did you know how I ate this? Scolded Taehyung turned his side and nodded as no. Jungkook, so don't have junk. At least ask me. Such and to come close him saying, I'm sorry, Jungkook ate this. But this time, when you firstly ate something, Taehyung nodded. Jungkook, this time did eat something. Taehyung, yes, I ate with dinner. Jungkook, um, Taehyung hands trembling because of scaredness, but he don't know why he like his scaredness. Taehyung, I ate it, so can I go? Jungkook nodded and he left from there. Behind Jungkook chuckled, Jungkook idiot thing, and again doing his work. Now the next scene is in dining room. Next day, everyone sit their chairs, Granny. So I want to tell you all. Everyone look at her, Granny. We fixed yoonmin marriage or Taekook engagement. Jimin or Taehyung shocked. Yoongi or Jungkook eating their meal peacefully. Granny, did you all have any problem? Yoongi or Jungkook nodded as no, Granny, and you both point to Taehyung or Jimin. They also nodded as a small smile appeared on Granny's face. Granny, okay, it's final. Miss Rajan, yeah, Yoongi, when you go back, son? Yoongi, after 2 weeks later, Mr. Jan, so next week is perfect for marriage. They nodded. Yoongi, do what you all want, said Mr. Jan. If Min here, so she surely get happy to see you like this. Yoongi nodded. Granny, Jan, call everyone and tell them this good news. Mrs. Jan, yeah, sure, don't worry. Jung, okay, I'm going about to go, but Mrs. Jung stop him. Mrs. Jung, Jungkook, where are you going? Jungkook, hospital, mom. Mrs. Jungkook such and left from there. Yoongi also Jimin. Yoongi, Jimin, make coffee for me. Jimin, yes. Hurriedly said so. Yoongi gone behind. Jimin looked at his mom and dad. They smiled to see Jimin. Mr. Jimin, you all are very bad. Angrily said Mrs. Jen. We know what is good for you or what is not. Jimin about to say something, but he remembered Yoongi must be waiting. So he ran from there behind him, see him and chuckled. Everyone done eating. Taehyung stand up and start to collecting the dishes. Mrs. and Taehyung, son, Taehyung, come out the house. He feels today weather is very good. He sits on the ground. Taehyung closes his eyes and feel nature. Taehyung in mind. This place is very peaceful. Such and smile. Suddenly he opened his eyes. He feels something in his hands. He sees his hands is fully red. Taehyung shocked. He started to feeling tickling, but he controlled himself. Suddenly there Jimin comes. Jimin sees his hands and shocked. Jimin, Taehyung, what happened? Taehyung also feeling scared. Jimin, wait, what happened? Taehyung also feel, wait, I call him. Said, make Taehyung, no, it's okay. Taehyung, Jimin, Hyung, but this time Jimin doesn't listen to him. Jungkook attend the call. Jungkook, yes, Jimin. Hyung, suddenly, what happened? Taehyung's hands become very red or he feel pain. Jungkook, you both come, but make sure come with driver. Jimin, okay, Hyung, Jimin, come with me. Taehyung nodded as no, but Jimin held his hand and about to say something, but there Yoongi come. Yoongi, where are you going? Hurriedly asked to both Jimin. Look, Taehyung hands. He also feeling pain, so we are going in Hyung. Yoongi, come, I'll drop you. Jimin shocked. Jimin-you. Yoongi going. Yoongi, come. Yoongi, you have Jimin smiled and nodded as no Yoongi looked at him. And now he went to car. Jimin, I don't want to go with him, said Taehyung. I told you don't call him Jimin. Okay, now come, otherwise he's called me. Taehyung chuckled. Both started walking. Taehyung heart started to my heart start and now Jungkook busy to doing his work. Suddenly door was knocked. Jungkook, yes, come in. Door opened or Taehyung Jimin entered the cabin. Jimin Young see Taehyung hands. Jungkook hurriedly nodded. Jungkook wear glasses. Jungkook sit down. Taehyung nodded and he hurriedly sit down. Jungkook, Mrs. Lee, come my office is first straight kid. He cut the call. Jungkook stand up and sit in front of him. He held Taehyung's hands. Jungkook look at him. Jungkook, I told you, don't you care to go kitchen, so why you go? Cold voice. Taehyung feeling very scared. He is looking down. He about to say something, but door was knocked. Jungkook come in. Door opened or she entered the cabin. She wears short dress. Taehyung same and shocked. Mrs. Lee, sir, please take this. Jungkook, please, and you can go. She nodded and left from then. Jungkook, this time I didn't apply any ointment because you didn't listen to me. Taehyung, I am sorry, said and looking down. Jungkook looked at him. Jimin smiled. Jimin, Hyung, you apply ointment. I have some work, said and hurriedly left from there. Behind Taehyung shocked. Jungkook, someone, you go wash dishes. Taehyung hurriedly nodded as no. Jungkook, so why you do this? Taehyung, I'm sorry. To be continued. Hope you all like it. If you like, then please subscribe and tell me in comments. Bye bye. Take care of yourself. Sarangya. I try my best to upload video next as soon as possible, but your uni exams has been coming, so sorry.